Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Waste Potential. Today we're critiquing all the ACC basketball venues in the NCAA. A lot of exciting venues here, including my favorite team, University of Pittsburgh. Go Panthers! But really an excellent division in college basketball. Lot of competitive teams in the ACC, and yeah, let's have a look at what kind of stadium situations they're playing in. So, first up is University of Miami Watsco Center. Opened in 2003. There's a capacity just under 8,000, so this is the smallest venue. We are going in order of size, or of capacity rather. Really nice looking stadium. Pretty basic here. You can't really go wrong with this design. I like the roof, something I always like to look at. Seating looks good. Nice center hung video board. From the exterior, pretty bland. You'll see that in a lot of college, especially college basketball stadiums. Not something that's super interesting, but I can't tell if that's sandstone or what that is. Looks pretty good. The black logo on there, University of Miami, does a good job of contrasting there. Another interior picture here with the old video board in there, but I like to show a picture of the stadium empty and one of the stadium full, just to kind of give you an idea what the atmosphere and the architecture of the stadium is. Starting off with a pretty solid one here. A lot of good ones and a lot of good stadiums in the ACC. University of Miami. This is Watsco Stadium, or Watsco Arena. Up next here is Hank McCamish Pavilion, Georgia Tech. Another nice looking stadium here, pretty much all lower bowl. But if you look up top there is some upper deck seating there. It does not look like there is much in the way of luxury box seatings, but looks pretty well put together to me. Haven't seen a ton of games here, to be honest, even though I do watch Pitt quite a bit. Although you can see the honeycomb and that like design in the newer video board up there. Looks like they recently renovated this one. Opened in 1956, so yeah, definitely renovated it recently. Capacity of 8,600. Always, that's a pretty good size, but you like to be around the 10,000 mark for a real nice big crowd. But Georgia Tech, Hank McCamish Pavilion, pretty good one here as well. Up next, I got some other pictures of it here. Beautiful, right down by downtown Atlanta. I do like, I guess it's a copper or bronze roof. I wonder if that looked different whenever it was newer, because it does look like it oxidized up there. Not a bad looking stadium. Here's an older picture with that beautiful roof in there. It is a really super nice roof. You can see some more upper deck seating on that one side there. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself there, but pretty nice stadium there by Georgia Tech. Up next is the home of Boston College, Conte Forum. Obviously, we're starting off with the smallest ones here, just over the Hank McCamish at 8,606. This opened in 1988. Not a bad looking stadium, but you see up top there those wooden bleachers. But newer seatings in the floor. I do like it. If they don't have that center hung video board, I like the one or two at each end. It looks super good. It's a nice, nice size video board, so you can enjoy watching it in not a huge stadium. So I really enjoy that. This one looks like a pretty good smaller side of the NCAA, Power 5 basketball stadiums. But Boston College isn't a super prominent program, so that's kind of how it is, but looks pretty solid. Exterior here, not bad looking. Almost looks like the entrance to like a high school or something. And there's another good picture. As you can see, the video boards at each end. Not a super lively crowd here, but certainly it's Boston College, so they don't do bad in terms of competitive play. Now up next, we have Littlejohn Coliseum, home of Clemson. This opened in 1968. Just a little bit more on the capacity than the last one. We're at 9,000. Obviously, Clemson becoming a little bit more relevant of a basketball program as of recently. Nice center hung video board. That's a big deal for me. Just part of the viewership experience. And pretty basic roof on this one. Nothing exciting. Decent. Like, I don't want to call it an upper deck because there's just like luxury seating on that one side, but I like the look of it. It's pretty good, like single lower bowl style stadium. Obviously not super huge. Really nice look on the outside. Looks like almost like an NFL like practice facility. Is what that looks like to me, and certainly looks clean. Kind of a blurry picture, but that's what it's like with a bigger crowd there. Competitive this year, so exciting future in Littlejohn Coliseum for Clemson. And up next is the home of Notre Dame, Purcell Pavilion at the Joyce Center. Bowl-style stadium. This instantly reminds me of like Purdue or Kennesaw State. I find it appealing for the college level. I find it to just fit them. Again, opened in 1968. Capacity just under 10,000, 9149. Decent center hung video board there. Can't go wrong with that, especially in these circular stadiums. Always a good view at that center hung video board. Nice looking roof. The exterior of this one's really, really funny because it almost looks like a pair of boobs there, but right by. Can I say that? I don't know. But it's right by Notre Dame's football stadium there. And then I think that other hump there is for, it's either swimming or gymnastics, I can't remember, but it's another stadium on that side. This pulls off the grass roof pretty good. That can be a pretty controversial or pretty, honestly, shitty design, but this one kind of pulls it off. A little boring, but, you know, Notre Dame's campus is interesting, but it's all sandstone looking concrete to me. But it's a nice stadium, Purcell Pavilion. There it is with a full crowd there. Nice court design. I always liked that. But yeah, there it is for Notre Dame. Up next, a classic Cameron Indoor Arena, home of the Duke Blue Devils. Opened in 1940. Super cool exterior on this one. Capacity of only 9,314. It looks smaller than that when you look at it. It's hard to believe. They really jam-pack them in there. You know, if it didn't have the history that it does, this would be a really hated stadium, I feel like, for the size of the program. They do have a new center-hung video board, by the way, guys. But I find it super cool. Almost like cathedral-style ceiling. Super small. Like I said, compact. Like, it makes it for a very interesting crowd. Obviously, always a good team out there for Duke, so it makes things exciting. But yeah, I mean, look at that exterior. That's just super cool. When you walk into that, you don't think basketball stadium. When you get told that, you're just like, oh, man, that's kind of badass. Obviously, here it is with a full crowd there. Super rowdy crowds at Duke. Just an exciting place to play. I feel like one where if you get the call to be a D1 player, like that's one of the first places you want to play in. So super cool there from Duke. Up next is Coliseum, home of Virginia Tech. Opened in 1962. Capacity just over 10,000. At 10,052. You know, this has one of those interesting corner seating designs. I like it because it maximizes the amount of seating. Who cares how bad the view is up there, because the tickets are cheaper for a reason. Video boards hung at each end. Always good when you can't have the center hung one if it's too much money. I personally like that design quite a bit. Plus it opens things up in the middle, which I think visually is almost better looking. This also has an interesting ceiling. We'll get around to that, but here's the exterior on it. Also super interesting. This one's kind of hard to see, but you know, you can see they almost have like those rib structures going down each side. And yeah, just a very good looking exterior on Virginia Tech Stadium. There is the roof out design I was talking about. Virginia Tech been not a super special program as of recently, but certainly a cool home to call your, to put your team. Up next here, we have the home of Florida State. We're starting to get into these stadiums that look almost pro level. Not quite to that size, but in the quality there. 12,000, just about. It's opened in 1981. Nice center hung video board there. Video boards in each corner, so that always adds to the viewership experience too. Super nice looking stadium. As you can see, and the exterior is not anything special though. Weird shape to it. I'm not a big fan of it, but at least the campus looks relatively nice around it. Well, relatively well outfitted with modern stuff. There's a picture of it full there. So again, not huge, almost like an NBA arena with just like the top row cut off, the second deck. So yeah, there's the home of Florida State there. Up next, my favorite team here, Peterson Event Center, home to Pitt. Well, just over 12,500. Opened up in 2002. Again, really similar to a pro style stadium, just smaller. Smaller second deck, slightly smaller lower deck. Obviously, Pitt is home to the Oakland Zoo, so pretty rowdy stadium here. I love the center hung video board with the bridge there. Other than that, it's a decently sized one. Pitt is a little bit odd because they have added luxury suites to that bottom row there now. And there's plenty of suites all around, but in that lower bowl there are luxury seats. But obviously a cool one there. Exterior is pretty nice. I can find it a little bit weird. Almost looks like a giant high school. But, other than that, it's a nice stadium. Here it is, the full crowd there. And you can see it from the lower portion there. So I think it's awesome. I think it's one of the best stadiums in the ACC. But certainly there are other ones that are super competitive, as you'll see coming down the list here, especially up at number 6 here. We have Lawrence Jewell Veterans Memorial Coliseum, home of Wake Forest. This opened in 1989, capacity of 14,407. You'll see here in a second, but this is almost like a one lower bowl kind of stadium. But you can see it is cut off in the middle a little bit, so I guess it's 2 decks. I personally find it a little bit boring, to be honest. There's not a lot of, pizzazz to it. I mean, look at the exterior. Again, looks like, at least it looks like a high school, but at least it looked like a cool one. This looks like almost a boring one. There it is from the interior. So not quite one big lower bowl, but pretty big lower bowl. As you can see in the first picture there, they do have a new center hung video board. But Wake Forest, nothing special, just like the school. I mean, they've produced a couple good players, but first guy that comes to mind, I think Muggsy Bogues went to Wake Forest. If I'm wrong, correct me, but I think he did. Up next, we have John Paul Jones Arena, home of Virginia. Built in 2006. This has a capacity of just over 14,500. Again, pro style. This is one end out where you get some natural light in it. I actually really like that. You can't really tell from this photo, but I'll show you in the other interior photo here. Nice new video board. This one's a nice stadium. Well, here's the exterior. It's pretty interesting, but all of these look very similar from the exterior, to be honest. So they have a similar idea of the construction. There you can see at the end there is where you get the natural light. Nice amount of luxury box seats. There's not a whole ton you can actually say is wrong with the stadium. But just like, where was Virginia this year in the tournament? Is all I really have to say. But there's very nice home, John Paul Jones Arena. Up next, number 4, we have PNC Arena. Been unfair because this is a pro level arena. The Carolina Hurricanes play here, but it's really nice. Big problem you get with it sharing with a pro team is that it loses a lot of that, I don't want to say heritage, but tradition in it. and it's just not super interesting in any kind of way. Nice exterior, as you can see, the interior, the colors are very similar, so it works out really well. But you got the banners hanging there for the Carolina Hurricanes, and that's just not the same program, so I just don't find it that cool. But nice center hung video board, obviously good food amenities, good luxury box seating. You can't go wrong with a pro level stadium, though. And we'll see one other one actually upcoming here, or what that I think it's pro level. Opened in 1999, capacity of 19,557. So everyone after this will be pro-sized in terms of capacity. Well, there's the exterior photo. Really, PNC Arena is in a horrible spot, to be honest. Just surrounding by death parking lots, and it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. So it doesn't really work out that great for either the Hurricanes or the Wolfpack. Nice interior photo there. You can see it with the, I guess they have a new center hung video board. That one looks really nice, so good for them. Up next at number 3, we have the Dean Smith Center, home of North Carolina. Capacity almost 22,000. This is built in 1986. Super nice stadium, especially after they added these corner video boards. That really rounded it out well. I really like this one. The blue seating is awesome. Those blue speakers are cool. That floor that's on it right now is cool. Obviously, a ton of history. I actually haven't been there, so I can't really say how the quality was at a game. But, I mean, this is an iconic venue. One of the best in the ACC. And I'm sure, again, one of those places where when you get recruited in college, you're like, oh, I want to play there so bad, either for them or against them. But at some point, I want to play there. So there's the Dean Smith Center. Nice exterior photo there. Kind of basic looking stadium, just like all of them in the ACC. And another interior photo. As you can see that roof in the middle. Super cool. I think it might be translucent now, or you can... I don't know how it quite works, but I saw some pictures with some natural light coming through, so that is super awesome. But the roof is the one interesting part, the interior of the roof, but nothing crazy. Up next at number 2, speaking of pro-style arenas, the KFC Yum Center. When you look at this, you have to think, man, Louisville's really pushing for like an NHL or an NBA team, because this is an awesome, well-sized arena. A little boring. Again, nothing super interesting. A lot of luxury seats. Nothing really stands out to me, but just like a nice, really nice stadium, nice amenities, nice location, built very recently, and 22,000 people. That would be like the second biggest or the largest NBA arena. I mean, that's just crazy. So Louisville, super nice job with their stadium, but you can see nice exterior on it too, with beautiful stadium, nice placement there. Has pretty nice crowds when the team's doing good, pretty decent environment. So one of the best in the ACC. Not personally one of my top 3, but it's a nice stadium. I personally would have, Dean Smith, Cameron Indoor, and probably the Pete myself, but the Pete is personal. That's just a personal preference. But I think most people can agree Cameron Indoor and Dean Smith Center are just iconic venues to the ACC and 2 of the best. And at number 1, of course, by capacity, the JMA Wireless Dome. So let me go back here. Opened in 1980 with a capacity of 35,446, depending on how it's outfitted. They play in a football stadium. This is awesome. I know we've all seen the games here whenever they almost sell it out. It's crazy. Good use now of the center hung video board in the stadium, so at least half the people watching the basketball game can see it. Super cool configuration. I hope they never change this. Those crowds roar. You can see the JMA Wireless Dome. Super cool facility too. It's not going to be overpacked, over flooded, because it's not even half the capacity of the stadium. Oh, actually, it's probably about half the capacity of the stadium is taken up by basketball. So that's it. As you can see, there's a huge crowd there. I mean, it's just amazing to watch games there. I couldn't imagine playing it. It'd be super tough. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. please leave a like and subscribe if you did. Again, my name is Waste Potential, one of the first few videos here, so still kind of testing things out, but if you guys have any suggestions or anything in the comments, please hit me with them. I'll be sure to look out there. Not a whole ton out there right now for me, so I'll be sure to read all of them and, maybe even get back to you guys. So, again, thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a good one.